guys notice they all have one thing in common, or a couple things in common, but it's all the same thing. They all have a litter of kids. There's no dad around, and they're all extremely obese and unattractive.
Oh,
Okay,
wow. I believe that if the government is shut down, politicians don't get their money either.
Do you understand there are people like me who go hungry the last week of the month just so my kids can't eat? Because SNAP benefits is all we fucking get? I need somebody to please fucking tell me he's lying. I can't. What the fuck am I gonna do?
Welcome to Just Curious. We are back with another video. I would like to say thank you to everybody who's given my last video so much attention. A lot of comments down there. You guys are so positive. Some people are really struggling because of this government shutdown. And I just want to give you guys and cover that, what people are saying, the real people, not just like fake, companies and stuff. These are what real people are feeling, what real people are thinking about the government shutdown.
I don't want to sound like I'm overthinking it because I know a lot of y'all can't keep up, but this SNAP benefit situation clearly shows y'all could not survive a world built off natural selection. If the government really stood back, if they just let everything go and let the world be who they want to be without them, y'all would not survive. Let's say they just only protected us from invasion of other countries, but you have to do everything else yourself. Y'all would not survive the natural selection. You couldn't get your own food. You couldn't keep your own crib. You couldn't educate your own kids. Y'all would literally not survive a world of natural selection. Y'all response to the SNAP benefits is don't celebrate the holiday. Keep your money. Everyone's gonna be affected because food prices gonna go up. Yeah, but this is natural selection. This is how the world moves. Without the government, right? What y'all gonna do when all those wolves start attacking the sheeps? You either gonna turn into a wolf yourself, you gonna follow behind them like a fox, or you gonna be slaughtered. That's how natural selection works. And there's one issue with just benefits. It's showing y'all that y'all are biting the hand that feeds you. A lot of y'all are against the government. You constantly protesting. You constantly talking about them. But then you turn to the same internet where you're bashing them and you're trying to hold them accountable to continue to feed you and put food on your table. They don't have to do that. This is them showing you we don't have to do a lot of the things we do. But they understand the benefits of who they are. And a lot of people take it for granted. You can't be biting the hand that feeds you and then turning around and talking shit about the person who that hand belonged to.
All right, that's crazy. So let me just get this straight. I understand kind of what he's trying to do here. Like, he's like, oh, yo, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Stop talking about politicians. Go get a job. You ain't got food stamps. If you got food stamps, so what, man? Go do something else with your life. Y'all over here complaining. Y'all need to shut up. I understand that there are some people that just want to complain for the sake of complaining. I understand that there are some people out there that don't want to work. I understand that there's people out there, not because they don't, because they can't, because they just don't. And they just want to live off of Uncle Sam and just get food stamps and collect them and be like, yeah, I'm not going to do nothing for the rest of my life. I'm just going to be like this forever. I don't have no ambition or motivation to do anything. Them type of people, I understand what he's talking about. But them type of people aren't all these people. There's people out there that have kids who don't have a man in the house. And if you're a woman who had kids, like my example that I gave you, I come from a family of 6, 4 kids, a mother and a father that were both married, all the same mother and father. My dad decided to cheat on my mom, beat on my mom, and left and took his Sizzler waitress. He met her at a Sizzler waitress, took her to Vegas, and he left us in a house that we couldn't afford. My mama was a housewife. It was the traditional American thing. Like, mom comes to take care of the kids, father goes out and works, and he gave all that up. He left all his kids behind. We had to go and get on county and live with people, be homeless, and had to go through that struggle. Now, for someone like my mother, or whoever, a lot of people have this, you got 4 kids now, no man in the house. You don't have any work experience because what have you been doing? You've been a wife to your children, raising your children. So you can't go. You go out in the field to try to find a job. Who's gonna look after your 4 kids? Who's gonna look after your 4 small children? There's a reason why the owner of Facebook created a $100 million fort underground of where he live at. Because when the haves and the have-nots clash, it is the haves who are in danger. These starving people who are in the tens of millions per capita in cities, they will be hunted. You know who the wolves are? The ones who are poor. Tell of the Twin Cities. If you take away people and the government steps back and says, all right, we ain't doing nothing no more. The people who don't have will eat the people who have. So it's the actual opposite of what you're saying. Yeah, some people be like, I got a fortress, you can't get in. Have you seen any of the Purge movies?
I've been seeing a lot of videos of people complaining about this SNAP getting cut back or taken away. Do you guys notice they all have one thing in common, or a couple of things in common, but it's all the same thing. They all have a litter of kids. There's no dad around, and they're all extremely obese and unattractive. Okay,
Wow.
that is the blueprint right there.
Shoot.
It's like, where the fuck are the dads? I understand the dads are probably embarrassed to even say they slept with this person, let alone had a child with them.
That's crazy.
But this is done strategically by these women. It's just have as many kids as possible, because children equal money in their brain. It equals free food, it equals free housing, it equals free money. That's what they're trained, and it's done because their parents did it, okay, and they trained them how to play the system. So that's the reason we have to stop this shit, okay?
He's right. There are some people that are like that, but like I said, everybody is not like that. I feel like there's a lot of people being painted. It's like they're painting everybody who gets EBT into this subclass of people who are just the degenerates of our country, when that's just not the case. Yes, what he said is true for some women. There are some women that just want to keep getting different baby daddies having more babies because they really just care about being fed, taken care of, child support, and you get them for the county, and then you can live well. I mean, look at these celebrities. They're doing it on a high level. Even these celebrities, these A-list celebrities, are having babies with other A-list celebrities, and they break up after a month or two of being married. And what do? Alimony, child support. It's the oldest game in the world. Look at Tony Braxton. Tony Braxton was basically in a relationship with this man named Birdman. They did 16 years together. 16 years together. She was sickly. He took care of her. He took care of her because she had lupus and all these other health conditions. Tony Braxton was going through bankruptcy. She had to file bankruptcy some years back because her finances were real bad. In comes Birdman into her life to rescue her, save her, be there with her. And 2 weeks after they got married, after being together for 16 years, she filed for divorce and asked for $80 million of his money. She said, it's not his fault. He was a great guy. It's just that after I got married, I realized that my heart changed and I wasn't in love no more. Bruh. That's what he's talking about. And I agree when it comes to those type of people. But there are people out here who just need the help. You're right. Who don't have a father in the house. What is a family to do when a man gets married, has kids, finds someone hot, leaves for the hot chick, leaves his family behind, and the mother has to deal with all those bills, has to deal with 2 kids? Of course they're going to struggle. There needs to be something put in place, because if the man is gone, he's the breadwinner, he's the one that brings in the income, at least most of it or part of it, it's going to hurt the family. So these things do need to be in place. Like, we need to be looking at, like, where's the penalization for men who get married, have kids, and then abandon their families? That's also something that should be talked about.
We are getting EBT. We are having a good Thanksgiving. What to say, y'all? Next deposit 15 days. What's 15 days from now? The 9th. When do I get my food stamps? On the 9th. I'm not paying attention to this. Well, I am, in fact, because it says benefits are likely. I have not seen any update. This is my update, y'all. Next deposit 15 days. This is what I have, and this is what I don't have. Well, still have. Stop letting
She
people
happy?
get in your hands, y'all. We are literally going to be getting our food stamps when food stamps are supposed to come. Okay? So make your list. Be up in the grocery stores as usual, like you would do any other month, because from what.
All right, so that's good for her, but that's not the case for most of Americans. Seems like she gonna be all right. It looks like she's gonna get her stuff in the next 15 days, or that could be a glitch in the system. It could be just something that sits there and floats. But still, what's happening is that there's a lot of people who are not going to be as lucky as you. Most people are not going to be as lucky. And you have to understand, it's a state-by-state basis too, right? Like the state of California has different rules than Colorado or Texas or New York. Boston has different state laws when it comes to this than Delaware. But they're all getting their funds federally. It's just how well is the economies of these individual states doing to where they have maybe a surplus, they have reserves where they can honor if the government doesn't give them their monthly for the food stamps, that they can still honor that because they're doing so well. Maybe they had a certain amount of money like, oh, okay, we need $180 million to feed Boston, but we only got 50 million. All right, sir. Well, release the 50 million and do it randomly. Whoever gets it, gets it. It could be one of those situations too. So I'm glad for her. I'm glad she getting it. She act like she won the lottery because she knows she's gonna be able to maybe have a Thanksgiving this year.
Y'all, I just read my email from DHS last night. And that just said even if you have food stamps left on your card November the 1st, they system's not gonna be accepting it at the store.
See, this is
So you
different.
need to go on and get shelf-able food now.
Wow.
That can last you from November and beyond.
I heard this too.
Hey, just a word being put out. Hey, that's some crazy work, G. That's some crazy work. If you have food stamps, do not be trying to save them on y'all card until next month for Thanksgiving or none of that, because you are not going to be able to use them. November the 1st, they not finna be accepting them cards at the store. You have to go on and get your food and stuff now.
And that's cool. Like, look, get your turkey or whatever, get your cranberry sauce, your stuff, and everything that you need for Thanksgiving dinner is pantry food anyway. The only thing that is your meat, but meat can be refrigerated and it can be frozen. So if you can get it now, if that's the case, because it looks like the state, looks like Arkansas is doing this. You might want to check your local. It's important. Check your local governments, your counties, your state laws, because everybody's different. To be able to have like maybe $300, say you got $300 on your food stamp card right now, only to find out like, yo, that 300 ain't gonna be there come November 1st. Like, I already have the food stamps, but I can't spend it. It's crazy work. That lets me know that probably the state of Arkansas is mismanaged. You're getting funds from the government, but you're not holding on to those funds strictly for these things. That means that Arkansas is probably spending what the government is sending them before they're able to dish out what's owed to the citizens.
Don't understand it at all, but it's going to cause a lot of chaos.
People using SNAP benefits are bracing for cuts to the program. The U.S. Department of Agriculture notified states around the country that it will not be able to fully fund November SNAP benefits because of the federal shutdown.
I'd use it to get certain foods that I need and vegetables and stuff that I need. So without it, the money
This is an older man.
I make when I do side work is going to make me use that money to do. It's going to mess me up a little.
Republicans and Democrats in Washington have been at odds, failing to pass a federal budget impacting many services, including the nation's food assistance program. In Pennsylvania, about 2 million people use SNAP benefits. New Jersey has more than 800,000 recipients, and Delaware has over 100,000.
I don't know if you can see the warehouse behind me here, but in the last 3 or 4 years, I've never seen the warehouse as empty as it is today.
Officials with Share Food program are already struggling to feed families in need in the Delaware Valley. They say cuts to SNAP benefits will cause even more issues.
We're going to see here in Pennsylvania about 2 million people rely on the SNAP program that aren't going to be able to get that as long as this government shutdown goes on. So it's going to mean even more people than ever coming to us at Share Food Program.
My father raised me to be the man, not begging, but asking people for, unless you really, really need it. And this is coming to where I'm going to really, really need it.
Wow. And SNAP recipients should know that unspent funds can be rolled over into next month, but this whole issue can be resolved if Congress comes to a resolution.
Here's my thing. Some part of me makes me feel like, is the government doing this on purpose just to see what would happen if they take their food stamps away, to see how people react? Or we're setting this up to be no food stamps so people can react, so we can react in another way. Like, it makes me feel like, are they doing this on purpose to see, like a study group, to see what happens when you take the food stamps of the needy away? What would happen to us? I feel like that's like in the back of my mind, like, what if they're just doing this on purpose? Because they can absolutely make it happen tomorrow. But they're not, because people are so, the left and the right are just clashing, never been further apart. So I'm thinking to myself, like, what if the politicians don't get paid? How is it that the politicians up in Washington are able to get their checks when they work for the government? They're able to get paid while everybody else is starving. While I got friends who work for the feds who are struggling, worried about how they're going to pay their credit card bills, the rent, their car note. How is that fair? I believe that if the government is shut down, politicians don't get their money either. It's only fair.
Fucking tell me they're lying. I need somebody to fucking tell me they're lying. I need somebody to fucking tell me they're lying right fucking now, because what the fuck do you mean that I'm not gonna get my fucking SNAP benefits? What the fuck do you mean? Because what the fuck is happening? Do you understand that there are people like me who cannot work? Do you understand there are people like me who have kids who cannot eat? Do you understand there are people like me who go hungry the last week of the month just so my kids can't eat? Because SNAP benefits is all we fucking get? I need somebody to please fucking tell me he's lying. I can't. What the fuck am I gonna do? Oh, fuck.
All right, man. I don't like seeing stuff like this. Is what I'm talking about. These are people, man. This woman just poured her heart and soul in front of the world to see. And I understand. I see them shelves and cabinets before, bro. That's standard government issue, bro. So I know she's in some subsidized housing. This woman sat up here and is Wrigley. This woman is afraid because she's not going to be able to feed her kids. Listen, guys, here's where I'm coming from. Yes, people are struggling. Yes, people are taken advantage of. Yes, there's people that are taking the government money who shouldn't. Yes, there's people out there that are working for every penny, every dollar they got. And I'm glad that you guys are, because you're helping making this economy keep flowing. Those of you guys who are working that job that you don't want to work because you know you got to do what it is to take care of your family. You're able-bodied. You have your health. Maybe not mental because you're going crazy with your boss, but you're still doing what it takes in order to pay your taxes, pay your dues, and to make sure that your family is taken care of the traditional way, by going out there into the workforce and working to take care of your family. Respect, definite. But where's the heart? Where's the soul? Where's the humanity? I see this woman and that just breaks me to see that. That hurts me. That just hits me. Maybe because I used to be on food stamps and I come from a broken home at a point that I know exactly what that woman is feeling, because I seen that same look on my mother's face when we didn't get the check. I seen the same look was on my face when I opened the mailbox, When I opened the mailbox and the check wasn't there, it feels like your world is ending. It's bad. Where's the humanity in this situation? Like, take your political beliefs away for a second and look at the human. Look at the circumstance. All of the stuff that you guys have been saying to the contrary of food stamps, like you shouldn't have food stamps. Look at this woman. Just look at her. Look at her situation. Hear her. Do you hear her? Do you feel her? Do you feel for her? Do you feel for her kids? She has to not eat for the last week of the month so her kids could eat. I know all about that. So before we judge and look down on people, I feel like we need to be more understanding of other people's not as fortunate as others. And maybe the ones who are doing better should reach out for the ones who are doing worse. The 1%, what do you need $10 billion in your bank account for? Give some of that back so that we can be okay. There's people that have, like Pac said, there's people that got 10 houses. Can you stick it to one house? Can you stick it to 5 rooms? Why you got 30 rooms and there's somebody out there with no rooms? It just doesn't make sense. Why do people need to live that high of a lifestyle when it's for no one? And some of these people don't even have families. If I was a billionaire, I would be a huge philanthropist because I know the struggle. Some of these people say, oh, I worked for nothing, man. I ate syrup sandwiches. They know they didn't. That's just a lie to try to make it seem like they didn't have a silver spoon in their mouth when most of them did. Sure, some people did work from the bottom to the top. But usually those people that work from the bottom to the top also deal in philanthropy because they know the struggle.
To me, the only logical response to the government canceling SNAP benefits is for Americans to cancel the holiday season. Close the wallets. Close the wallets.
Wow.
You don't need to buy a turkey. You've had turkeys for the last how many years? You're good to skip a year. Black Friday hasn't Black Friday and I don't know how long. The deals suck.
Facts.
You don't need a new flat screen. You already got one from last year.
Facts.
Your kids have tablets. They have toys. They have electronics. They'll be good to miss out on 1 year. They'll be okay. Close the wallets. Cot boy. You know? We shouldn't be spending any money then. It makes no sense for, in response to the government taking food off people's tables, for us to then open our wallets and continue the economy as if nothing is wrong. It's time for a cop boy of the holiday season. The time of year where corporations make the most money, yeah, shut it down. Close the wallets. To me, the only logical...
That's interesting. That's an interesting take. Close the wallets. Well, you know, there's a lot of people that take Christmas very seriously, so that's going to be a little tough one. But she's right about, man, Black Friday ain't been fire since... I can't even remember the last time I got a real good deal out on Black Friday. Like, oh, I have to be in line. I have to be there at 3 a.m. to get this doorbuster. It's been 10 years since I went to a legit Black Friday and I felt like I'm winning. Because now Black Friday is manipulated. They sell you garbage products just for Black Friday. It's not good. They sell you stuff that don't sell for the rest of the year. It's a scam. They change prices. Black Friday has not been good for the longest time. So I agree with that. And the kids having tablets and you don't need a new TV. All that stuff is real. But I don't know. I feel like people still want, people still need. What do you need from a Black Friday? Probably little at all. But all I know is that people are definitely struggling, and I feel bad for them. There's people that are bad actors that are not choosing to work, who are taking from the system. There's people out there who are actually milking and taking from those who need. Shame on them. And we just got to really call a spade for what it is. But people are definitely struggling. I hope you guys are able to get your EBT this month. I hope you guys are able to have your Thanksgiving this month. I hope each and every one of you viewers right now finds $100 when you go outside tomorrow. Each and every one of you. And I hope each and every one of you hit the thumbs up button and maybe subscribes to this channel and shares it with somebody else that needs these good words to help them feel better. Thank you guys so very much for being here to Just Curious. I'm Jody and I am Just Curious. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.